Hey guys, it's 100 here. Okay, and like I told you guys in my last video, I said that with the release of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness approaching, I said that I would uh, make a video to give my thoughts on the WandaVision series on Disney Plus, since this is the series that is actually connected with a Multiverse of Madness. So yeah, so I said that I was gonna make a video to give my thoughts on the series, and here I am now. So yeah, so this is gonna be my thoughts on the WandaVision series. Yeah. So I finished watching the series tonight. Like I told you guys, I've kind of just been watching the series just throughout the week. I've kind of just been splitting it up. I've been watching two episodes each night, and then I finished it off by watching the final episode tonight. Yeah. So of course, this was the first Marvel show that was released on Disney Plus. Yeah, and this is also actually the first Marvel show that I've actually watched. Yeah, I mean, just when I was watching it this past week to make this video, yeah, this is the first time that I've seen it. Yeah, so so I really actually haven't really been very really interested in any of the Marvel shows at all. Over the years, the Marvel shows have been released on streaming platforms such as Netflix. On Netflix, there were shows like Daredevil, The Punisher, Agents of Shield, and a few others. Yeah, yeah. And I never really actually watched any of those. Yeah, I didn't really watch any of the shows that were on Netflix. Yeah, just yeah, I didn't really have wasn't really interested in the shows. Yeah, my interest with Marvel is really more in the films, not really all those shows. Yeah. But yeah, with all these shows that they've been releasing on Disney Plus now, there's this, and then there's Falcon and the Winter Soldier, there's Loki, there's Hawkeye, there's the new one, Moon Knight, yeah, and then we also got some others coming as well. And with all these series that have been released on Disney Plus now, each one is going to have some sort of connection with a certain movie in the MCU, with the with these upcoming MCU films. Of course, as I said, this is in connection with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Falcon and the Winter Soldier is connected with the next Captain America movie. Uh, yeah, and Hawkeye, I know that it is set after the events of Black Widow, but I'm not sure if there's also a future movie that the events of the show are going to be connected with. And then yeah, and then also there's a Loki, which is it's in connection with Thor: Love and Thunder, and that is also I've been told that that show is also sort of going to be in connection with Multiverse of Madness as well. But I'm not actually going to talk about Loki yet. I'm going to wait until the release of Thor: Love and Thunder approaches before I actually do talk about Loki. Yeah. So yeah, so we do have all these shows on Disney Plus that are coming out now that are going to be in connection with future Marvel films. Yeah. So now that that's going on, these series that are being released on Disney Plus now, there's more of a purpose to actually watch them now. It really does give us more of a reason to actually tune in to watch them. Yeah, and this is really the only one that I have watched so far. Yeah, I'm gonna be watching the others when the release of their movie that they're connected with are approaching. Like I told you guys before. So this is the first one that I have watched. Yeah, so so going in, I wasn't really too sure what to expect. I really was didn't really know what this series was actually about. Yeah, and but I was interested in watching it because ever since Scarlet Witch was actually introduced into the MCU back in Age of Ultron. She has been a pretty interesting character. It's kind of been interesting to see what she's been going through, and yeah, just and plus I was just really wanting to really see a movie that was actually centered around her. I've really just been interested in just seeing what's been going on with her, especially what happened with her in Captain America: Civil War. Yeah, with what went on with her in Captain America: Civil War, and plus ever since she lost a Vision in Infinity War, I've just really wanted to really see a movie that really is really just like focused on her. So yeah, so I like really have wanted to see like a movie that really is set around her, and so but then Marvel then did give us this show that was really like focused on like her and Vision, but yeah, it was like this really is like a much different project than anything we really have seen from Marvel before. Yeah, so so with this like being just like such a different project, I really like wasn't really too sure how this was really going to turn out. And after watching this series, I actually did enjoy this series. Like I've kind of like heard like this series kind of like getting like a mixed reaction from people. Like I did watch a Doug Walker's Disney December review that he did for this series this past December for Disney December, and he did say how like with this series like he really didn't like get that much into it, and and there's just like he talked about how there's like people that really do like seem to either like it or hate it. So so this really has just like received like some kind of like mixed reactions from people. Yeah, but personally, I did enjoy it. Like I said, this is really like a much different project than anything Marvel has really done before. Like as the series starts, you really are just like watching it, and you're kind of like just like thinking like, what exactly is going on here? Yeah, because yeah, as the series begins, you just like do see how like it really is just like taking up like the setup of like just some like old school sitcoms. Like the first couple of episodes of the series are in black and white, and they're taking on like just the setups of like some of the old sitcoms, like I Love Lucy and the Dick Van Dyke Show and Bewitched and a few other like old school sitcoms like that. So so it really just is like much different than anything we really have seen from Marvel before. And just like as you're watching it when it starts, you're just like not really too sure really what is going on. Yeah, and then as the series progresses, we really are like getting more answers as to like what actually is going on with Wanda and Vision in this show. Yeah, so I do kind of like how it really does like start off really slow, and we really don't have like any sort of context as to actually like why the stuff is the way it is with Wanda and Vision. Yeah. Yeah, so it starts off just like with no context, and we really are just like really left to really think like, what is really going on here? Yeah, but then then as it progresses, we do like start to really get answers as to like why this stuff is happening and how this all this is really taking place. So so in the first couple episodes, like it really like the show is just in black and white, and like I said, it really is taking on like the setup of like just some of those like old sitcoms that were in black and white. Like first episode really is kind of like a combination of I Love Lucy and the Dick Van Dyke Show. Yeah, yeah, it really does. Like it just really shows how like Vision and Wanda are in the town of Westview, New Jersey, and they're like trying to blend in, and it does show like how Vision is like doing like something similar to like what he did in Infinity War. How he really is like despite the fact that he is an android, he is able to take on just a regular humanoid appearance. So it is similar to like what he was doing in Infinity War to hide, as he was just like taking on just a normal human appearance. Yeah, and it does, and throughout this show, like it shows how he is just like transforming back and forth. Like he just transforms back into his like normal android form just when it's him and Wanda. Yeah, yeah, and then like in these episodes, like they really do like treat it like a sitcom. Like you really do like hear like the canned laughter and the applause and just like all those like noises from like the supposed audience from like old sitcoms like that. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and then then in the second episode, it like is like taking on kind of like a setup of from Bewitched. Yeah, and in the second episode, like while everything is in black and white, it does like show that there is like some stuff going on, like just some like strange things going on, because it does show that in the second episode, like we do like see some things that are actually colored. Like at one point, we do see like a toy helicopter that actually is yellow and red in the black and white world. And at one point, like Wanda does hear a voice on the radio that seems to be like somebody speaking to her, and she also notices a red blood stain. Yeah, and then then towards the end of the episode, Wanda and Vision do like see like what looks to be a beekeeper emerging from a manhole on the street. Yeah, yeah. And then then while everything is still in black and white, like at the end of the second episode, it does actually change to full color. Yeah. Then in the third episode, like it takes on like a setup of the Brady Bunch. And and then then in the third episode, it does like show how like Wanda is pregnant. Yeah, and it shows how like she just like gets pregnant just like immediately, but the childbirth and stuff is like really accelerating to and like how her pregnancy really is like accelerating and really happening a lot faster than normal. Then at the end of the episode, like her water ends up breaking, and she does actually give birth to two twin boys that they name Billy and Tommy. Yeah, yeah. Then and then I should also mention that like in the third episode, well, it I don't really like I shouldn't say it's the third episode, but in like the second episode, I think, Wanda does like meet this woman named Geraldine. Yeah, and she does like befriend her in the second episode, and the friendship does continue in the third episode. But towards the end of the third episode, Wanda does like a notice that Geraldine is like wearing a pendant with a sword emblem, and Geraldine also like does reveal that she does like know about like the death of Wanda's brother Pietro, aka Quicksilver. Then when Wanda does see the pendant, like it shows how like as Vision is like coming back inside after he like escorted the doctor out, then when he came back in, Geraldine was gone, and then it cut to just showing how Geraldine emerged from a wall of static Haddock just right outside the town of Westview, and it showed that she was surrounded by sword agents. Then in the fourth episode, this is really where we get like a lot of answers to really what is going on. Like in the fourth episode, it does show how this that Geraldine woman, she actually was Monica Rambo, who was the daughter from Captain Marvel. And that episode opens up just like right like during the events of Endgame after after like the blip, and then when like Monica and just like all those people that were like disintegrated away after Thanos completed the gauntlet, they come back. Like Monica discovers that her mother Maria had died of cancer, and then after like 3 weeks after, it shows that like she is now an agent of Sword, and and she's like sent and to help the FBI, including Jimmy Woo, who does a return from Ant-Man and the Wasp. So in this episode, this is like where like we do see like some characters from previous Marvel films actually return here. So like I said, we Monica does return from Captain Marvel, though she's not the child she was in Captain Marvel. Now she's a full-grown woman. And Jimmy Woo does return, and also in this episode, Darcy Lewis does return, reprising her role from the first two Thor movies. So Kat Dennings does like return to reprise the role. So it is cool that they actually did like bring back like some characters from previous Marvel films to reprise their roles in this series. But they discovered that like there's a hexical static surrounding the town of Westview, New Jersey, and they do like a notice that there's a lot of missing persons cases in Westview. And as they study it, they do then Sword then does eventually discover with the help of Darcy that they are seeing that the sitcom WandaVision is actually taking place inside the town, and it's revealed that the cast of the show are actually the real residents of Westview. So yeah, so this is showing how just the entire town of Westview is really just been turned into a whole nother dimension, which this sitcom does actually end up taking place in. Yeah, and Lewis and Wu do try to actually um try to contact Wanda. So yeah, this episode does reveal that the stuff that Wanda was seeing that was colored, and the um voice she heard on the radio was actually coming from the agents of Sword and everything. It was revealed that they act the toy helicopter was actually thrown into the hex, and also how uh it was actually Lewis and Wu that were trying to contact Wanda through that radio. So it was their voices that Wanda was hearing. Yeah, and also it was shown that a sword agent was trying to go through the sewer to try to get through to Westview, and it turned out that he ended up crossing a barrier, and he was that beekeeper that Wanda did see. Yeah, yeah. And then this episode also did show how uh Rambo ended up being pulled into the hex field, and that's how she became Geraldine in WandaVision. Yeah, yeah, and then after uh the mention of Ultron, that's when Wanda just cast her out of Westview, and that's how she ended up back in the real life dimension. Yeah, yeah. So in the fourth episode, this is really where we do get a lot of the answers to what was going on, how this whole WandaVision stuff was even actually existing. Yeah, and also in this show, I'm sure there were a lot of people that were really wondering how Vision really did was did come back after he was destroyed in Endgame. Yeah, well, not Endgame, Infinity War. Yeah, so yeah, there were a lot of people really wondering how Vision really did return after he was destroyed. Yeah, and this series also did a reveal of that as well. At first, it was just said that Wanda actually just infiltrated a sword, and she ended up stealing Vision's body and ended up resurrecting him. So that was the initial explanation as to how she did it, but it was later on revealed that it was actually a different case, which I will address a little bit later. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Then in the fifth episode, we do see more sitcoms being depicted again, we do in the later episodes, now when it's in color, we do see more modern ones Good Times and Malcolm in the Middle and Modern Family, and just some of the more more recent sitcoms. Yeah. So as the show progresses, we do see some more stuff going on. Like it shows how Wanda and Vision's sons, Billy and Tommy, it shows that they're able to actually age themselves faster. When they're infants, it shows that they do suddenly age up to 5 years old, and then later on they do also age up again to 10 years old. So yeah, so they do have some powers like that. Yeah, 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 and then eventually Vision is also does start to really learn that Sword really is learning about what is going on. Vision is kind of confused about how this is happening, but yeah, he does read an email from Sword that is revealing the situation, And so then he like ended up finding in the hex, and he broke through, and saw the real Westview. He saw like a real Westview resident, and he saw that learned that Wanda is really controlling the town, and then then eventually um Agent Hayward heard is trying to send in a drone to kill Wanda, but yeah, she then after Wanda then learned what's going on, she emerged from it and just warned Hayward to just leave her alone. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Then at the end of this episode, then we got quite a surprise where a Vision confronted Wanda about her actions, but then like uh they ended up getting a visitor at the door, and then Wanda opened the door and saw that it was actually uh her brother Pietro, aka Quicksilver, but it was not Aaron Taylor Johnson reprising his role as Quicksilver from Avengers Age of Ultron. We got quite a surprise here because this Quicksilver was actually Evan Peters' Pietro from the X-Men movies. So yeah, so it was kind of interesting to see him here. This kind of got me thinking, could this be another sign of like uh, the X-Men being integrated into the MCU now? So I don't know. I didn't know really that was the case. There's something that does happen later on in the show that may be a sign revealing that this isn't part of that, but something about it may tell me that it is, because especially with uh, Patrick Stewart having a role in Multiverse of Madness, presumably as Professor Xavier. There's no official confirmation of that yet. But yeah, I was thinking that maybe this could be another sign of this is how like uh, Fox's X Men are actually being integrated into the MCU. But yeah, I don't know, because like I said, something does happen later on in the show that may be saying this isn't actually part of that. Yeah. But anyway, continuing. Yeah, so yeah, but it was cool to see Evan Peters reprising his role from the X Men movies in here, rather than it being Aaron Taylor Johnson reprising the role. Yeah. Then yeah, but yeah, Lewis also then did a note of that Pietro was recast. Yeah, and I guess I should also mention that throughout the episodes of the show, when the episodes are seemingly going to commercial, we have these real silly commercials advertising products or programs and stuff, and it's just kind of weird to just see these commercials, they are treating it as if it is an actual TV show, or in this dimension. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, then in the next episode, it's a Halloween related episode. I'm not really going to talk too much about this one, but yeah, they did do something kind of cool in this episode. WandaVision and their boys did were wearing costumes, and and it was pretty cool that they actually did have Wanda and Vision wear their classic costumes. Wanda was wearing a classic Scarlet Witch costume, and Vision was wearing the classic Vision costume from the comics. So it was kind of cool that they did that. Yeah, yeah, but yeah, like I said, I'm not really going to talk too much about this one, but yeah, then this episode also did a show towards the end, it shows that like Vision and was actually able to, well, yeah, I guess I should also say that one of uh the townspeople that Wanda does is friends with Agnes. Then she is starting to like well, yeah, the Vision is noticing that residents of Westview are standing frozen in their positions. Yeah, and as Vision is speaking to Agnes, this is a real self. She does tell Vision that he's dead, and then like uh then with sword, Hayward is ordering Rambo, Lewis, and Wu to leave the base for disagreeing with his decision to attack Wanda, but they tried to like hack his computer to discover that he's actually tracking Vision's vibranium signature. Yeah. Then eventually, Vision does actually like try to push through the hex, but then as he did get through, it showed that like he was starting to disintegrate. Yeah. Yeah, so this was like kind of like telling us that like Vision really is not like really able to survive outside of the hex. Yeah, so it really did make you really think like what really was going on. Yeah, yeah. Then yeah, but then once Billy was able to like sense that like Vision was disintegrating, he ended up telling Wanda about it, and then Wanda then just expanded the hex wall, which like ended up enveloping several of the sword agents, which included Lewis, and Vision was also enveloped into it as well. Yeah, yeah. Then in the next episode, it does show how um Wanda is really like starting to see like her house like constantly changing, and she's really not able to control it. Yeah, and then Vision does like see that there are the sword agents now inside the boundary as part of a circus, and then he does eventually like find Darcy, and of course, like Darcy really like was like acting as a character in the show. But then, yeah, eventually, then when like Vision was like trying to ask her about what was going on, was able to eventually like release her from the spell, and she was then explaining to Vision that he is actually dead and the events that led to the current situation. Yeah, yeah. Then eventually, and after like Rambo and Wu were like trying to like design a vehicle to cross the barrier. As they were trying to cross through it with Rambo inside the vehicle, it wasn't working, and so then Rambo then just entered through it herself. Though she just had her like normal memory, she wasn't like the she wasn't her her Geraldine character still. Like she was just her normal self. Yeah. Then she ended up was like just trying to talk to Wanda, but then Agnes then was just telling Rainbow to leave, and then just brought Wanda over to her house. But then and eventually, then Agnes then just like revealed herself as a witch named Agatha Harkness, and then it was revealed that like she had been like behind this like whole thing. She was disrupting Maxim Wanda's life, and she was like responsible for creating like all this. Like was responsible for all the events that have happened in this dimension, and it was also like revealed that this like a new Pietro that came into this dimension and Jin is just an imposter. Yeah, yeah. And then yeah. Then in the next episode, then like the next episode then does reveal like some more about like what led to these events. Like it did like show how like Harkness learned that Wanda did have these magical abilities since she was a child, and they were amplified by the Mind Stone. And she really did like have a fascination with sitcoms. It did like show her as a child how she with her family were always like really like into sitcoms and always watching them with her two parents and her and Pietro. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, so like I was talking about before, like I did talk about the video before asking about like the what other possible Marvel characters could appear in Multiverse of Madness. Yeah, of course, like in the comics, Scarlet Witch is actually a Magneto's daughter. But yeah, like I said, in this show, it does show that she does have like different parents, and her father's not Magneto. So yeah, so it does show that that she's not actually Magneto's daughter in this world. Yeah, yeah, then just and then and like just yeah Yeah, then Harkness then was just like having Wanda just relive some key memories, and it also did like show like after like the events of Endgame, Wanda visited Sword to try to recover Vision's body because she wanted to actually like give him a proper funeral and bury him, but Hayward wouldn't allow her to do it. So then she like ended up like sneaking into the base, and then she then found like a Vision's body, and it showed that like how they were just taking it apart, and then after like Wanda then like saw that she didn't there wasn't really any life in Vision. Then as she went into Westview, who she like arrived in a lot that Vision actually bought a Wanda before his death that they could live in together. Then eventually just like Wanda just like had a fit of grief, and it just manifested a house, and it just ended up like creating like a new version of Vision. So this is really like how Vision really did come back. It wasn't like what like was like talked about before with like her actually like resurrecting Vision by stealing his body. She actually did like manifest a new version of him, which also does and extended the hex across the entire town. So yeah, yeah, and then and eventually then as Harkness then just like had Billy and Tommy. She then just like told Wanda that she possesses a legendary form of magic called chaos magic, and dubs her the Scarlet Witch. Yeah. So this was something that I didn't even realize. I didn't even realize that Wanda wasn't actually like referred to as Scarlet Witch in the MCU at all until this point. So it's just like yeah, just something that I didn't even realize before. Yeah, yeah. Then in the then in the mid credit scene then of this episode, it did show how Hayward actually did like reactivate Vision's original body, and it was now like just Vision was just now uh, all white and reassembled. Yeah. Yeah, and this would like a pickup in the series finale. So yeah, so then we get to the final episode here, which does continue on with these events of Harkness trying to like uh, take out Wanda's magic, but then the original Vision interrupted, and then was actually trying to destroy Wanda, but then Wanda's Vision then intervenes, and the two Visions fought. So it was kind of cool to see two Visions fight each other. Yeah, yeah, and then eventually it showed how the entire town of Westview was freed from Wanda's control, and they now had their normal memories. And eventually, they then just convinced Wanda to open the barrier and release them. So then, yeah, Wanda then did like open the barrier, and everybody was freed. But she also then like discovered that a Vision was and her boys were starting to disintegrate. So then she just stopped. But as it was open, it showed that Hayward and the other Sword agents were able to enter inside the dimension. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Then it also like was revealed that this new Pietro was just an actor named Ralph Bonner. And after like Rainbow learned it, because yeah, in the mid credit scene of the seventh episode, it did like uh, Rainbow did like find uh Harkness's house, and as she like opened the cellar, then she ended up getting caught by Pietro. Yeah, but then uh Rainbow was able to free Ralph from Harkness's control, and then the twins were freed, and then the twins and Vision, along with Rainbow, were working together to just stop Sword. Yeah. And then eventually, then Vision then was able to like just then was telling the uh, original Vision like what actually did happen, and was able to like restore his memories, and so then the original Vision just ended up fleeing. Yeah, yeah. Then after then with Wanda and Harkness is just like now having their final face off around the barrier. Then as then like just Harkness was then just telling Wanda to give her magic. Wanda then appeared to just like hand over her entire magic to Harkness, and then as she was attempting to really just destroy Wanda, it showed that she just had no magic, and then it was then revealed that Wanda just placed magical runes around the barrier that would prevent Harkness from using magic, and only the person that cast the spell would be able to use her magic. So then, Wanda then just took back all her magic, and then she then like took on like the whole like Scarlet Witch persona, and she just was actually in the classic Scarlet Witch outfit. Yeah, and it just wasn't a costume like the one in the Halloween episode. This was like a real costume here. Yeah, yeah, and then then with Agnes, well, with Harkness, then just like basically just like a powerless. This Wanda then just told her that she was going to keep her locked up inside this dimension as Agnes, and so Wanda turned Harkness back into Agnes. Yeah, 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 and then and Wanda then just went home with Vision and the boys, and then then after she tucked the boys in and told them good night that night, then Wanda then just said a goodbye to Vision, and the entire hex then just collapsed, and Wanda just was now back in the real world, and then Wanda just went into hiding, but yeah, she did have a final goodbye with Rambo, just saying that she was sorry for any pain that she may have caused. Yeah, yeah, and she was also like saying that she doesn't understand this power, but she will. So yeah, and then it just like showed a Wanda then just flying off into hiding. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But then we did get like a couple of mid post credit scene here, like in the mid credits here. It did like show how Hayward was arrested, and then Rambo was informed by a scroll that there's a friend of her mother's wanting to meet. So yeah, so I'm guessing like this is implying that it's Nick Fury that wants to meet her. So I guess this is setting up for like a future movie as well, possibly the Captain Marvel sequel. I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Then in the post credit scene, like it shows how as Wanda is like trying to study the Darkhold, which is like some kind of like a book, I think. Yeah, the Darkhold is also known as the Book of the Damned, which is something that Harkness was actually talking about. It's like a magical grimoire, or that could be used to that Wanda is like actually learning, and she also does a feel that like it could increase the danger posed by a Harkness to Wanda. Yeah, so yeah, as Wanda was just um studying that, then like as she was studying the Darkhold in her astral form, she could then hear like the sound of her son's crying for help. Yeah, and then that's how. And then it just like cut to black after that. So yeah, so this is probably like a setting up for like something else like that will actually come back to this dimension sometime. I don't know if like there's actually going to be follow up on this in Multiverse of Madness or what the case may be, but yeah, this is probably like setting up for something else with her in the future. Yeah. So yeah, and that was the final episode. So like I said, I mean, I actually did really enjoy the series. I really did like how it was really kept like very mysterious at first, and you really don't know what's going on. And that, as it progresses, like we do like get the answers as to actually what is going on. And I really did like just how like they did bring in like Evan Peters as Pietro in this show, and I did like that they did bring back like various characters from the movies in here. Yeah, and I just overall I did think that this was a very interesting setup and just really nice to really do something like creative and just different for a Marvel project. Yeah, so I really actually I did enjoy this series. So I really am not too sure really like how much like continuation this could like have in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Yeah, and who knows? I mean, could this actually be setting up like something like for another project with Wanda in the future? I mean, could this actually like lead to like an actual Scarlet Witch movie in the future? I mean, I'd like to see that, seeing like something like on the events now with her like trying to really like understand and handle this power that she has. So it'll be interesting to see like what they do with this in the future. Yeah, will this like have more continuation Multiverse of Madness, or yeah, will we get like a Scarlet Witch movie? And yeah, who knows what we could be in store for? I guess time will tell. Yeah, but yeah, like I said, I really did enjoy this series, and yeah, and I did think that this was overall a good. Yeah, this did tell a good story, and yeah, and I did think that this was a nice thing to do with uh, Wanda, to really just like have something that actually did like focus on her now, so she could really get more attention here. Yeah, so yeah, so overall, I do give this series a thumbs up, and I did enjoy it. So yeah, so I don't know how many of you have seen it. Probably a lot of you have, but yeah, if you haven't seen it, I definitely do give it a recommendation. Yeah, so yeah, and we'll just see what does happen with Wanda in the future, whether it what continuation this could have in Multiverse of Madness, and if we could like get an actual Scarlet Witch movie in the future. So we'll just see what happens. But yeah, I did like the series, and I do give it a thumbs up. All right. So yeah. So I guess this is all I can really say about it. All right. So yeah. So those are my thoughts on No WandaVision. So I hope you guys did enjoy what I had to say about the series. I know this was kind of a long video. This has been like 40 minutes long right now. But yeah. But I'm talking about like a 9 episode series. So I did kind of like have like quite a lot to talk about here. All right. But I hope you guys did enjoy what I had to say. Yeah. Yeah. So and yeah. So yeah. And of course, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness does come out next weekend. Yeah. And yeah. And when I do see the movie, I will give my thoughts on the movie, and I will actually talk about the movie. So yeah. So that'll come up probably sometime next weekend. Yeah. But of course, now like May is also approaching. Yeah. We're just like 1 day away from May now. Now, like tomorrow's the end of April, and then May to start up. And of course, like every year for the month of May, I always do something special. So I do have something else planned this year for the month of May. So yeah, but yeah, I'll say what my plans are this year for the month of May tomorrow. So yeah, so tomorrow I'll announce my plans for this year for the month of May. So stay tuned for that coming up tomorrow. All right, but yeah, but I hope you guys did enjoy this video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.